Welcome to yet another time out with me on Style with Ufuma on Maduro. So today I've gotten lots of requests with regards to the way they should place the pockets on the wrap skirt. So I done this tutorial some weeks back, but because a lot of people are still a bit not clear on how to put a pocket on a wrap skirt, so I am going to do that in today's tutorial. So like you can see already on the table, I have my pockets already cut out and ironed. So if you had watched the previous video on how to cut a wrap skirt, you will notice the dimensions I gave, but it is not as if it's a rule. You can play around with your pocket. So what I did for mine, I made the length this way 15 and the width was 10. Okay, so I just created that slant there, and what I did at the top part here was about 3.5. So by the time you fold it becomes about 2.5. So before you start fixing your pocket, you need to do this. So you need to get a pressing iron the sides, okay, and I folded this as well. So before I would go into sewing it on the skirt, I will need to stitch this first, then I'm going to run the stitch on the skirt. So that's about the pocket. Now I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to get the skirt. Right, how do you place it? Now this is my skirt. I've already cut the skirt, right? And I also folded this. Yeah, so I have the skirt I've already cut, and if you notice, I've already folded the edges. So what I do before fixing my pocket is I fold the sides, the bottom, I fold the sides as well. So now you put your pocket on the right side. Okay, so how do you know which is the right side? So you can put your wrap around you, then the left goes in and the other part goes outward. That's how I said the right. So it has to be the right side of your skirt. So this is the right side of my skirt. So I'm just going to place that on the table like so. So cutting a wrap skirt is pretty straightforward and easy, as long as you watch the video I have on how to cut your wrap skirt. And the dimensions you use for your wrap skirt can differ depending on how much you want it to go round. So the waist, always just add about, what I do normally is I add about 12-15 inches to my waist to be able to get the circumference of your wrap. If it's too much, it's also a problem, so you need to know that. So what I have here, the circumference of this flare wrap skirt is 56. So what I did was, when I folded, I got from the top, I did 18 inches because it's for a bigger person, so I wanted it to be able to go around the waist properly. So now to place this pocket of the wrap skirt, you see what I do? I just get my pockets like that. I get both pockets, and I'm going to just place, right? You're going to place them close to the edge. This is the edge where you have the weaving, and so not too like into where you have the sewing, so you move that away a little bit, let's say with about 2 inches or 3. Okay, so I'm just going to place it straight. You don't need to slant that. So if I measure, what I have here is about 3 inches from the end, right? So make sure that the edges tally on top, and you place the second one as well. So what's the difference between the two? Should be about 3 inches. That's fine. At the top, 3 inches is okay. So once you've done this, what you want to do next is get your pins, and you're just going to hold that in place, right? You hold that in place, and you're going to go and start sewing. So I don't measure the difference at the base. I just measure this and place it straight, right? So if you're going to sew and you notice that one of them is longer, you can always make amends. So once you've pinned those together, then you can go ahead and start to sew. So now if you've put the pockets, then the last thing you do on your skirt is to get your band. So this is the band, right? So what I did is I cut a very long strip of fabric, like from the remnant of your wraps, from the cutting your wrap skirt, you get some pieces left. So that's what I added together to form this. So it can be as wide as you want, depending on how much fabric you've got and depending on your preference. So don't be afraid to join them, like what I did here. I joined about 4 pieces together to be able to get a very long band or strip. So if I measure what I've got here, the total length of my belt is 128 inches. Okay, because it's a very wide one and I want the band to go round. So, and I cut this 7 inches. So after sewing, it's going to be about 6.5 inches thereabout. So what I do is I measure the circumference of my wrap skirt and I now start to stitch, okay, up to where the circumference, the width of my waist ends, right there. So this part will be the part, you know, the one I sewed this way. I'm going to turn inside out. So you just get anything that is available to you and you turn this inside out. So you can decide to use, normally what I do is I use my knit stick, but when you have a little boy around, you know, sometimes you keep looking for stuffs and it keeps moving them around. So let me see if I've got my scissors here. Can't find the scissors, so I'm just going to do that. You know, just push that in. You push it in because it's big enough. I can struggle to use my towel because I can't even find my scissors right now, which is strange. So I'm going to do that for both ends, like this end, right? This end and that end. I'm going to turn them inside out. And if you notice here, I got my pressing iron and I folded this like so. So you have the 1/2 inch, which is going to go over the skirt. So you start sewing right side to right side on the side that is not folded over the skirt. So I'm going to go iron this and come show you how I start to fix the belt over the skirt. So let me go look for my knitting stick and turn this inside out. See you soon. Yeah, so now this is the folded side, that's the belt. So you see I started to sew from that edge. This part is the closed side, so you sew from the edge down to the end. Then this, so what I did was the right side with the other right side to the left side of the proper skirt, I did the 1/2 inch stitching. So now I'm going to fold this over the part I pressed down with the iron. So this now goes over this, and I'm just going to sew that all along to the end. So that's how you finish your wrap skirts. So when you sew this way, you really don't need to worry about overlocking, you know, to have a clean finish. Everything is eating properly. So if you like my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And till I come your way next week, subscribe and stay tuned to my channel. Bye for now.